Completable dev. Thank you very much, buddy. That's very kind of you. And the most important thing, I guess it means that you are enjoying the stream. So thanks, man. Thank you. Cranberry. Good evening, buddy. How are you? Just came back from the gym and showered. So that's why I'm a little bit red-faced here. Looks a little bit weird. Give me 1 second. It's hot. Okay. Well, I live in Denmark, right? So I don't think I'll ever be able to say such a sentence. Lurking for 30. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me just turn this stuff on. You know, I need to make sure that the stream looks cool. That increases the quality of the stream by 11%. With every RGB light, there's around 7% of quality increase. Everybody knows that clearly, right? That's how it is. Give me 1 second. I've heard that at least, right? They say with every no. This is probably the worst summer in Denmark ever. It's practically just it's pretty terrible, yeah. I mean, there's no summer. There's no summer this summer, basically. So it is yeah. Luckily, we're traveling. I'm gonna be off in August. I took 5 weeks of vacation, basically, and then we're gonna spend two weeks in Montenegro. We are going to we're gonna be going to a place called Kumbor, which is in Montenegro. So we're going basically in August, at start of August. So I'm gonna be somewhere here for 2 weeks. So as you can see, it's basically it's Montenegro here. This is Albania down there, and then this is Croatia up here, right? So we're gonna be basically in this area somewhere. I don't know where the villa is. I think it's actually somewhere here. Anton, my friend, good evening. I'm very good, man. How are you? Yeah, I haven't streamed. In a while. Yeah, for sure. My parents are coming with us, so they're gonna be able to take care of Nikolai a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that. Give me a second. Let me do the administrative stuff. Let me pin this thing so people can sign up before we start coding. And let me go to what did I want to do? I wanted to go to Streamlabs, right? I think that's called Streamlabs. Yeah. All right. Didn't I have some playlists before? Yeah. So I just want to do one thing. Is it chatbot? Ooh, wow, look at these things. Pretty cool. I like the style. Wow. That is cool. What is this? Let me see. Yeah, it's the same pretty much, man. Yeah, it's quite calm at my work as well. Most Danes go to vacation in July because whoever has kids that go to school, they have a summer vacation in July. It's going to be the same for us next year because our son is starting school. He's going to be 6 next year. So it's pretty much going to be the same for us. All right, I'm sorry, just administrative stuff. I forgot to do this the last time. So I'm just going to say this every 15 minutes. Sure. Okay, cool. Thanks. Great. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, good to see everybody. I don't know how many people have joined so far, but let's get started. Where's my Docker? Yeah, I do. Of course, I use Sequelize. So I use this. Isn't there like a stack command? Like if you say stack, then you can see that, yeah. But yeah. The thing is, right, creativity cannot be forced. So sometimes if you're out of ideas, that's perfectly fine. Let it be, right? Like Beatles said, right? Let it be. It's good. Sometimes it's good that you don't have ideas. Then you can rest your brain and do something else. You know, play an instrument, play video games, go to a gym. That is the biggest problem with people who ask questions like, "Hey, Alex, what should I build?" Probably nothing. I mean, if you're asking such a question, right? Probably nothing. You shouldn't build anything, right? Because ideas cannot be enforced, right? Let's just run our Docker services here. I don't know why it says program. That's so weird. But not even. I 100%. I'm 100% with you, Rebecca. But I don't even mean explicit breaks. I literally mean like one doesn't have to right, like I rarely get myself to a point where I need to like make explicit breaks, like, oh, I need a break from this, because that means that I'm probably already burned out, right? So it's mostly like by introducing variety of things in your life, you will never really need to. So that's why I said last night I really never made a break from the stream. Like literally none. I just did something else because I felt that was more appropriate and fun for me. So, but I never brought myself to a point like, this is exhausting. I cannot do it anymore. So it was never about that. It's more, like, you need to balance it. Otherwise, everything becomes a grind. And when things become a grind, then it's already kind of too late, right? Anton, thank you very much, buddy. Please, whenever you have the time, come by and just say hi. I appreciate that a lot, man. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, great. Backlog, Kickstarter, yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. In order to solve problems and build software that solves problems, you need to be amongst people or societies, or you need to be exposed to the world to see the problems. Sitting in a room 24/7 is not going to give us that, right? A real man. A real man. Strong man. A real man. Link. What is this? Link monkey automation. Okay. A real man. Okay. All right. Actually, you know what? Like today I feel like I don't feel much fixing the UI stuff, to be honest. But what I do feel like doing is I feel like sending emails when okay, so let's design this feature. So basically, one thing that I've noticed with these very the tech lead is here. Good evening, buddy. Give me just 1 second. I just need to think, and then it's a very good question. I already read it. Okay, so what I want to do today, right? We have a problem with our notifications, is that even for those very few people who use Programmer Network, who have signed up and stuff, when somebody likes your post, comments on your whatever, you don't get a notification. So for now, I want to introduce email notifications. So basically, we're gonna need two things, right? So let's just design this feature. So we're gonna Zale, good. Oh, Techley, thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Okay, let me just talk to myself for a second. So first thing we need to do is we need a UI where people can turn on, turn off notifications, right? And for start, we're only gonna have email notifications, right? So that's two. So we're gonna need a UI. So we're gonna need a UI somewhere that says, notifications and some checkboxes, right? So checkbox. Give me a second. I am not you. So we're gonna need to have a not checkbox, radio button or whatever. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? So okay. So let me answer the tech lead's question, right? So I have also been a user of Linear since alpha, actually. For those of you who've been part of this stream since I was streaming, I was actually using Linear in this stream as well. Then I emailed their team a year ago. They didn't want to sponsor the stream, so I stopped. At Dream Data, where I work, we are also one of the first users of Linear, and Linear is what I use as a tech lead as well at my work, and all of our teams use it. So I agree definitely that Linear is amazing. Linear so far, I judge. I'm so sad that I haven't built something like that because I had such an idea long ago. So these guys have capitalized. Linear is probably the simplest and most amazing cross-team tech management tool ever made. Why? Because I cannot show it to you right now. Actually, I could show you the old one that I used to use for Programmer Network. Wait, because I cannot show you the one that I'm logged in right now because it's my company one. So let me make sure that I log out from the one that I'm using for my company. Then I'm gonna log into Programmer Network. Let me log out. Okay, good. So if I go ahead here, I think I signed up before with Programmer Network account, right? With Programmer Network email. Let me. Shit, did I not? Which email did I then use back then? Give me a second. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to show you. I want to show you why Linear is truly amazing. I think maybe I have used Alexander, this email. Yeah, this is the one. So we used to also, I think so. Yeah, here it is, right? So this is Linear, right? I promised myself I'm not going to advertise them anymore because they were assholes, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so one of the latest things with Linear, tech lead, I hope you're listening because I'm spending this time for you. So as you can see here in Linear, you have the teams, right? Imagine this is your backend, frontend, whatever, and you can create cross tasks, right? So you can tag people from different teams. You can tag teams, blah blah. In Linear, the top level abstraction is initiatives. They released initiatives maybe 2 weeks ago. So initiative is the initiative basically is you can have, let's say it can be your quarter, like Q3 or whatever. And then inside of these initiatives, you can create projects. So generally when you create an initiative, you can say Q3, for example. Then you create it, right? Then here you describe all of your goals for this quarter, right? For example. Then you create the projects, and projects basically are another grouping. And then project consists of tasks, right? So nothing mind-blowing. So you create a project that's called increase X to Y, right? You write a summary, blah, blah, blah. You assign who's leading this project, who's working on this, when it starts, when it ends, blah, blah, blah. You create that, right? And then in the project itself, you create tasks, right? You create issues. So you say, of course, because hopefully your developers are smart enough to break tasks down and stuff. So you say, you know, I don't know, do X, write a description, priorities. Now, of course, every single thing of these things is optional. At work, where I work, we don't use estimates. We don't really use priorities. We don't do that. We don't. So you can, of course, use this tool in various ways. You don't have to. I'm just saying which features it has. But the biggest value of this, because where I work, we have 5 or 6 technical teams, but we're very interconnected. And this is where this tool shines. It shines because you can easily cross-reference people. That's literally where Trello failed because it never implemented cross-team collaboration. I will never to this day understand how that Trello for me is one of the companies that literally did their best to fail. I will never understand why they failed so hard, right? So this tool is like Trello with ability to cross-reference things, right? And then of course, if we go to the workspace settings, right? Here you have the where they were. You have the workflows. Where are the workflows? Am I blind? You have integrations as well, so you can integrate easily, obviously, with Slack, GitHub. We use all of this. We use both of these at work. So anyway, I'm not gonna shamelessly sell them because they're assholes. They didn't want to support my stream, but basically that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it, right? And then of course GitHub projects. I'm using GitHub projects for Programmer Network, and I'm using it because I'm building this project on my own. So I have switched from linear to, as you can see, GitHub project. So this is my boards for this project that I'm streaming, right? GitHub Issues is very different, right? GitHub Issues is different because it's uncomparable, right? These two tools are not comparable. Why they're not comparable? It's very logical. Linear, and let's just demystify this in 3 seconds. Why can't we compare these two things? Because this is not where your marketing is signed up. This is not where your sales team is. This is not where your any other theme is. GitHub is only used by developers. Linear whatsoever you can use for all of the teams. Your designer, your design team, your CS team, etc., etc. So that is a huge difference, right? You will not ask your marketing team or CS team to sign up with GitHub, right? So that is a huge difference, right? You have that tech lead now. Right now you can do that. Right now you can do that. Well, right. Well, that depends on your workflow, right, tech lead. So you can that depends on your workflow. On if you connect where was it? Integrations. If you connect the GitHub integration, then they will be in sync, right? Automatically import and sync issues from selected GitHub repositories into a designated linear team, right? You see here. So you can definitely do it, yeah. So these guys have been doing a very good work past year or so. So it's a very good tool. I mean, I rarely would advertise any tool because why would I, right? But yeah, I'm very sad that they didn't want to sponsor my stream. It's bad for them because for like 2-3 months of streaming, already a bunch of people from this stream bought their product. So it's really a shame for them. I didn't lose anything. Like literally, I just switched to GitHub projects, but they did. So it's a shame for them, to be honest. Linear is just a Kanban board like every other tool that existed for 20 years. But there are two selling points of it. It's incredibly simple. It's super simple. And it's the best tool for cross-team collaboration, right? But simplicity is its number selling 1 point. It's so dumb. You don't need to be a certified 23 years experience old a PM to understand it, right? And when it comes to if you're working with multiple teams, right, then it's amazing, right? All right. Anyway, so that's a good discussion. I hope you like it. Okay. So what I want to do today is start sending emails. So we're gonna need a UI that's where users can say, hey, fuck your notifications. I don't want you to spam my email. That's very important. And then we're gonna have several types of notifications. So notification, let's just say here, notification types. Or basically to say notify on. Thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube, DMH. I appreciate that, man. Notify on. Someone liked your article. Someone wrote a comment on a resource. Someone followed you. Then potentially an article in the tag that you are following has been written. Something like that, right? So let's start here. This is really what I need to do. This is called, basically in product management, this is called external bumpers. Give me 1 second. So there's this book, it's called Product-Led Onboarding. One of the best product books out there. And inside of this book, there's a concept. If I read this very long ago, but there's a concept called external bumpers. Let me actually find it online. It's very interesting to know. These are very good things for developers to know as well. Why can't I find it, man? Where was that article? It doesn't really matter. Anyway, for us, this is an external bumper. So whenever you build a product, right? One of the hardest things, no matter what you build, programming network, whatever, is how do you re-engage people? Where are these external bumpers? How do you get them back to visit? And we don't have any of that today, right? So there's no way we don't do anything. Of course, there's no content, and I get that. But there's nothing that we do to re-engage the user, right? So even if somebody likes your stuff, comments on, responds to you, you don't know. You need to literally memorize. Oh, I need to go back and see. Maybe someone did this. So that's why we're doing this. So if you're wondering why do we need this, it's very important. It's one of the most crucial parts of every product. It's just like there's so many things, and I'm building this on my own, right? This is one of the most fundamental things of every product. Engagement, right? How do you ensure that users are using your product? It's in absolute interest, especially if you're selling something. If you're selling a product, you literally have to do your best to imprison, like, how can I make a customer attached, and how can I make this customer to just simply need to use my product, right? So that's what we're doing. Yo, my friend, good evening. How are you doing? Okay. Anyway, let's that's enough of talk. Sorry. Okay. So right now we're using SendGrid, right? So right now we're using SendGrid, and as I said, this customer IO gave us the startup program. So we have both of these tools, right? And right now we're sending emails using SendGrid. Give me 1 second. Let me just log in. So what are we going to be using eventually? I don't know. Authenticator. Which one was this? I think it was this. I have like 4 different authenticators. So we're using. All of my passwords are around 50 characters. So yeah, this is, I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? This is already done. All right, never mind. Okay, so we're using, obviously, for reset pass. So already we're using SendGrid, right? SendGrid is awesome. But it's missing some features, right? Yeah. So we already have these. I don't remember. It's been a while since I logged in here, but we essentially have dynamic templates, right? These dynamic templates are essentially. I'm going to show you now for those of you who don't know, right? So if we search in our API for SendGrid, right? Probably send, yeah, exactly. So you can see how we do these things, right? How do you send you install the SendGrid client. Obviously, you pass some tokens via environmental variables, so you initialize the client, right? And then you can see you have this template ID, right? So essentially, when you create any of these, you can see complete your sign up, confirm your email. So we have all of these templates, right? And whenever you create a template, you get this template ID. So when you invoke this thing from your API, you essentially provide the template, you provide dynamic template data. So you can see here this token is dynamic thing. So when you sign up at Programming Network, I generate some hash that you have to then click on, and then I validate it, blah, blah, blah. So what we have to do now in relation to this task, we need to basically find places, and this is good because our notification system is centralized. We built it, which means this should not be a a hard thing to do. We don't need to, we can actually systematically solve the thing. So because we are already sending notifications now, so when somebody likes your stuff, whatever, you already get it. So we just now need to also send an email, right? Cranberry, give me like 3 minutes. The only thing whatsoever that I don't like here that I haven't basically encapsulated, we could have wrapped, we could have created a service or something. So when we actually replace SendGrid with something, it's going to be easier. Right now we're using SendGrid directly, and this is kind of where patterns come in. So some of you sometimes ask, hey, what about patterns? What about this? Well, these are the times when if we have abstracted away this SendGrid client, right, this is what you would do in Golang, right? You would have an interface, and this interface would have something, right? So we don't have really an interface here. We're just using the SendGrid client directly, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because I think we're also, so this is going to be fairly simple to replace. Actually, Cranberry, can you elaborate a little bit more? I would like to hear, because obviously I'm streaming because of the feedback. Can you tell me a little bit more? What do you mean? Welcome back, Numinex, my friend. Good evening. All right, let's go to notifications. So you can see this is our very simple notification system that's using Redis. I designed this long ago, so this is literally, I believe, potentially the entire notification system. Very, very simple. There's no messaging queue, there's no pub sub, there's no rabbit queue, there's no retry mechanism. Super dumb notification system, because we don't care about failovers, we don't care about any of these things. So finally, I didn't fall asleep. Fair enough. I put you to sleep. I see. Okay. All right. So here somewhere in this system that I wrote long ago, we need to we need to essentially just implement SendGrid, and whenever we so we have the notify, which is probably we're gonna centralize the email sending in here. So let's see. So we have this on notify. Notification finder create. So this is where we create the notification, remove, notify. Then so as you can see, we have an event emitter. We have the notify, validate, call, blah 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 blah, notify, follow. So essentially, we have all of these, right? We call the notify, and notify emits the event, and then we have the event emitter essentially here that reacts to right. So that is a great use of an event emitter, obviously, right? And also, so this is literally the whole system. So this is how notifications in Programmer Network work. So I didn't use any over convoluted, complicated product like there's a bunch of awesome notification system out there, because we don't need such a thing now. I think you're talking about kind of web sockets. You're talking about, I think you're talking about essentially replacing some HTTP in certain places with web sockets or something well, I think what Tech Lead is saying can be fully accurate and fully correct and fully incorrect, right? So it's a very dangerous suggestion. It's also a correct suggestion in certain areas, right? I think that, of course, if you want to evolve in your career and earn your spot somewhere else, right? For example, like a lot of people don't know that I'm a tech lead, right? I was a team lead at the University of Denmark. I was a team lead before. And in 99% of the cases, you grow as a tech lead or a CTO or even engineering director, you grow within the company, right? So, and you grow by doing an extra mile, right? So the reason why I'm tech lead at Dream Data is because I I'm a person who did a lot of things. Right? I'm very autonomous, and I don't ask nor listen to anybody. I just do things, right? So in that sense, doing extra things is fine, right? But to move away from that subject, users don't know what they want, right? This is again one of the huge misconceptions. Users don't know what they want, right? Users are not there to tell you what they want, right? Sure, I mean it's actually silly it was a silly sentence. It got, I said it in a very wrong way, but you need to build a product and you need to improve the product, right? So you cannot expect the users to come to you and say, because fundamentally what a lot of less experienced developers and professionals don't understand is that each one of your users is using 20 other tools. So when I was working at Airtame, right? When I was working at Airtame, I was building this hardware device that you plug into your TV and share the screen, right? And at one point, I got so carried away by this tool that I thought this is the most amazing tool in the world. It's the most important thing ever. But then when you go to universities, airports, and schools where this product we built for, you realize that people share the screen 10 minutes a day, and then they leave the office room and they don't care. So for our users, for our customers, this was literally one of the most meaningless things ever. And the reason why I'm saying this is because don't consider your tool to be the most important fundamental thing to your customers. Hence, you cannot expect your customers to fully be involved into what could be better in this tool, right? You have to discover what's better, right? You have to figure out if that feature you're suggesting would actually make sense or not, right? So saying that the customers are going to tell you what they need is a little bit silly. They will not, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely going to continue the bootcamp series. To be very frank with you, it was a little bit disheartening because not many people have watched it. The biggest problem, guys, with YouTube, right? I know, like, I have so much experience and I can make very natural videos without cutting, without stuff. The biggest problem is that it's very hard to compete on YouTube, right? So when I made these bootcamp videos, right, and I go and I see it has like 300 views, right? It's like, what, like, where is my effort going, right? Am I gonna make a video that has less views than a guy licking spit from the street? Literally, not figuratively, right? So it's very hard. Like, you can be top-notch 50x developer today, and you can make a video on YouTube that simply nobody is gonna see, right? Because the competition is so high. There's you know, Zaire, you know me by now, man. It's so yeah, so I'm definitely gonna continue. I mean, for sure, I definitely will. But yeah, I have learned JavaScript fundamentals. I can do. I mean, again, I'm so happy to be streaming because questions. So let's just answer this question very quickly. The question is, let's just answer this very quickly, okay? Like, because I don't know, I can't help myself. So let's break this down, right? Let's just break this down, right? Because this is literally what most of my videos are about. I have learned JavaScript fundamentals. Okay, I can add some functionality, but I don't have a good knowledge and feel for HTML and CSS, okay? So I was wondering, should I invest time for HTML and CSS, or is there a better way to approach this? So like, again, I'll just be very, very short. If you want to build web pages, right? And you don't know HTML and CSS, you are absolutely useless. So your skills are meaninglessly useless. I don't, honestly, to be very frank with you, I don't know how you learned this without learning this. That makes no sense, right? This is not how you should learn this, right? This exists to enable this and this, right? Not vice versa. These two things can exist in absolute isolation. You can learn these two things and do useful and amazing work. If you learn only this, it's useless, because this exists because this exists. Without this, this does nothing, right? Ah, shit, I'm not sharing the screen. Fuck, I'm an idiot. So let's go again. Motherfuckers, okay. So I just broke down his question, right? Fuck you guys. Laughing in my face. Okay. So again, let me repeat myself like an idiot, which I am. So this is the question, right? So again, just to be short, you cannot learn this here before learning this, right? This JavaScript exists because HTML exists. If HTML didn't exist, JavaScript wouldn't exist, right? So that makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know how you manage to learn this without learning these two things, right? These two things are very useful, and you can build full web pages with this. And then this enforces adds the dynamic behavior and stuff. So no, the answer is no. Like I don't genuinely understand. I never understood, and genuinely this is the like for these 20 years writing code, I never understood why people fail so much to learn HTML and CSS. I just don't get it. It's like, it's the most genuine question. Right. So it is right. It makes no sense. Simple cookie. Good evening, buddy. Yeah, I absolutely can. So, but anyway, my response is, you need to master this before you even think about this. Or you have to master HTML and CSS before you start to program something. Because what are you going to program? What exactly are you going to build, right? But he is not. No, he won't. No. He will not write nodejs with JavaScript fundamentals. That makes no sense, right? So that's the response. A lot of people, a lot of you beginners are rushing too much and failing due to that miserably. I see so many people failing because everybody wants to everybody wants to everybody wants to be a programmer. And this deceiving, this constant seek for shortcuts, it's gonna take you nowhere, right? You will not learn to program fast. You have to understand that. Like, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. You will not become a developer in 3 months, in 6 months, not even in a year. And once you genuinely understand this, you will progress way faster. This constant desire, this constant rush to get somewhere, it won't work in this industry. This is not a video game where you type a cheat code or whatever. So more you neglect the fundamentals, more you're going to suffer. You will have absolutely no clue what the hell you're doing. And until you, and I mean, clearly saying this, recording videos about this, it won't help. I think people have to fail genuinely in order to my absolute answer is, you have to sit and learn CSS and HTML properly. Learn semantic HTML, learn basic things in CSS, CSS box model, display property, position property, flexbox, grid, layout, units, rem, em, vh, vheight, etc., etc., etc. And you have to learn this well. You can learn this easily. You just need to build templates. And yeah, this elitist mindset of these idiotic streamers, idiotic YouTubers who are just putting people on fire, like, you're not a programmer if you're not writing, something else. It's so cancerous for people, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's like, you're not a programmer if you're writing HTML. Okay, that's just how it is. You cannot run away from fundamentals. You can keep running as long as you want. You can keep running for forever, But at one point in time, you're going to suffer more and more and more, and it's going to slow your progress down incredibly, right? Because a lot of people are mimicking things, copy-pasting stuff from the internet, and they get this feeling that they're programmers. But until you learn the fundamentals of no matter what we're talking about, it can be C#, JavaScript, HTML, Rust, whatever it is, until you realize that these things are hard and they take time to master, like everything else in life. If you want to be a painter or a physical worker, you have to master things. So why would it be different with programming, right? That's just how it is, my friends. That's just how it is. All right, so I love you, Rebecca. I always love your comments. They're the best. How do I make money instantly without no effort? Man, I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna make a video. Let me literally write it down. Let me write, man, I'm gonna do listen guys, I'm gonna do an experiment. Listen, tomorrow I'm gonna release a video. I'm gonna call it let me just write this down so I don't forget. How to make money with no effort. And I'm just gonna do it as an experiment. Yeah, here is the sticky note. Tomorrow I'm recording this video. I just want to do it as an experiment. How to make money with no effort. Same. And it's gonna be a troll video. I'm gonna be that serious. I'm gonna be that serious. How to lose weight by sitting on a couch. I never dude. Sometimes, man. Like older I get, more I realize that Elon Musk was really correct. This must be a video game. We must be living in a video game. This cannot be the rational world. Like, no chance, man. Literally no chance. I mean, look what I found out a couple of days ago. Listen, are you ready? Look at this. I'm not kidding you. There's a conference called FatCon for fat people. So a bunch of fat people go there and they tell each other how beautiful they are. I shit you not. Tell me that we're not living in a video game, please. Yeah, I shit you not. I mean, what can I say? All right, before I trigger myself, let's go and write some code. Did you get invited? Ah, that's a good one. Fuck you, man. Ah, that's a good one. Did you get invited? All right. Anyway, you guys are terrible. That was the. All right. Let's call this notification. This stream is turning into I'm becoming what I despise, an influencer. Please, guys, help me not become that. Let's not turn this stream into another Vim guy. What is the name of this guy who just talks 24/7 in a stream? This Pilgrim, whatever, or whatever his name is, design editor. All right. Oh, he's okay. Notification. Vim again. Yeah, Vim again. Yeah. Vim again. Subject. the primogen, you have a notification. You've got the notification. Shit. All right, so basically what we're going to do now, we're going to create this dynamic template, and then we're going to incorporate the email sending in our notification system. So what we want to do, right, is very simple. So we're going to have some sort of a hash table, an object or a switch statement, right? And wouldn't it be you've got a notification? Yeah, exactly. I wanted to paste it now. That's why I just ran the OpenAI stuff, right? I wanted to read prove it. So how is it? You've got a notification. Let me read what you wrote. You've got a notification. Yeah. Pre-header. What the hell is pre-header? Oh. Okay. The pre. Okay. Actually, subject and pre-header. You've got a notification. It's fine. Pre-header is going to be a dynamic thing we're going to inject, right? So if we go to the API. Actually, that's a good idea, TechLead. We could do that. So where is this? Let's find SendGrid. Where do I call the client? Like here. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do, we're just going to test this very quickly. Yeah, but I mean, there's like 6 articles on the whole platform. Don't worry. Don't worry. No, I mean, so look, I would. So my idea with monetization for Programmer Network, if it ever gets to that point, I hope it will, is that so standard types of ads, 100% not. Ever, no matter what, I would just kill the platform immediately. Is there going to be some sort of relevant advertising? Yes. And that advertising is going to look like this. Once we create company pages that you, as a user, follow. So for example, let's imagine that I don't know, Razer signs up on Programmer Network as a company. You follow Razer, you will get notifications when Razer releases a new product, when Razer has a sale. But this is going to be something you will control, right? So it's going to be essentially almost something that you want. So it's not advertising, shameless advertising. It's like, hey, actually, I'm following this company. I probably care when let's imagine JetBrains. Let's say JetBrains signs up on Programmer Network and you're using Sea Lion or WebStore and you want to know when they have a sale, right? I'm actually not a user of Reddit, so to be honest, I don't know. But if you say so, then absolutely, it would be something like that. Yes, yes. Raps, my friend. Good evening. The regular Fox are coming back. My heart is my heart is in place. My heart is in place. Okay. So you can see basically now that. Okay. So let's just discuss. As I code, I would like to share some insights for all of you who maybe one day are going to build notification system again. So as you can see with our current notification system, which is very simple, we have an event emitter. You know, we emit some events, we pick it up, and then we write notification in a database, etc., etc., etc. We extend the hash table in Redis, blah, blah, blah. And this is, for example, a great example where PubSub from GCP, for example, or things like RabbitMQ, right, are useful, right? So if you would want to build a proper notification system manually yourself, you would probably use PubSub, or you would probably use RabbitMQ or some event-driven system, right? You would do that because you have the queues. You can add failed events back into the queue. You can have retry mechanisms. You can have et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So we don't have that. So basically the main downside of our notification system, if you may, is that if some of these transactions fail, we're not going to retry. So the worst thing that can happen is that, wow, somebody liked my post, but I wasn't notified, right? And I'm fine with that. This is more than enough for the platform as it is now, because we don't need even remotely nothing more complex. The biggest win of this notification system that I have built, right, is the Redis. So Redis plays a huge role in this. So what I do basically when the API boots up, right? So whenever I redeploy the API, as you can see here, what we do, we create these Redis hash tables, right? So we create all the user hash tables, user ID to username, article ID to article slug, tag ID to the tag, right? Why do we do this? Why do we create these hash tables? Well, then in our notification system, we can very easily translate all of these notification IDs into the resources themselves, right? So this is why notification system actually is quite efficient, because what I do in the notification system here is, you can see I have some polymorphic implementation where we have a commentable author, commentable ID. So basically, notification system is built in a polymorphic way, so no matter which resource you have, it can be an article, a comment, any feature meetup, you basically just have a different commentable ID, commentable ID, or etc., right? So that's why it's a very simple notification system, but it's very efficient. It's very easy to do these mappings, right? Naruto, good evening. Okay. Okay, so basically what we have to do here, and we will in a second, is we need to translate these things, right? So we need to know what these things are. So let's so what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to take this object, I'm going to print it here. It is kind of MVC, yes. And what I'm gonna do locally, did I log in locally? Yeah. So what I'm gonna do locally, I'm gonna open an incognito mode. So I'm gonna have two of these guys opened. And here in incognito, I'm gonna log in as a different user. Right? Then what I'm gonna do, I'm going to follow myself, right? So here now I should have a notification, and I do. Then if we go to Docker container logs, we're gonna have something like this, right? So this is basically what this translates into, right? So we have, as you can see, when we get a notification, we have a type of the notification. It was follow. Target ID is the user that we're following. And the actor ID is the user that followed the target, right? And then essentially over here, when we get the notifications, we basically use the Redis cache to translate all of these things into, so as you can see, this map is we get the cache from Redis, and then we really need to rewrite this API TypeScript when I have the time. Okay. That's a pretty terrible name. But anyway, let's actually do it like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say here const get notifications, right? I'm gonna actually export this. Cache map. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, why not? Interesting. Let me just think. I don't like this name. Thank you everybody for your follows and stuff on Twitch and sorry, on YouTube as well. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this maybe thing is fine. It's a bit long. Let's write a comment here. Actually, it's not a protein shake at all. It's something called it used to be called Plenty Shake. Now it's called Jimmy Joy. So when I'm too bored to cook or whatever, I just drink this. I also travel with this anywhere I go. This is essentially the whole meal. It's a whole full nutrition meal. So I would not obviously suggest people to drink this and replace all the food. But you can replace one meal, right? you can replace at least one meal a day with this, right? So this gives you all the nutritions that you need to fully operate. And I'm drinking this Plenty Shake. So what you see now essentially is this one. And essentially, as you can see, it has all of the necessary ingredients, amino acids, carbohydrates, vitamins, and everything else, as you can see, right? And it feels good after it, right? So I've been buying this product for, I think, more than 10 years, since when I lived in Sweden. And you know, I would never again replace the real food with it completely. But like this, when I just came back from the gym like an hour ago, actually right before the stream, and this is perfect for me to you know, not eat too much and stuff. Fake news, yeah, exactly. Okay, la 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 la. Okay, so result notification references, that's fine, right? So we have this function now. And this is basically going to give us certain things. So why did I turn this function? Why did I turn this into a function in the first place? You might ask. That's a logical question. Well, because we need it now to achieve what we want. Yeah, I have changed my lifestyle completely. I'm also paying around 600, 700 euros every month for a private trainer now in a gym. I think I pay around. So I'm paying a trainer now 4,000 crowns a month. So how much is that? Yeah, 530 euros. I have a private coach. I meet him twice a week in a gym, 8 times a month. But he spends full hour with me, so 8 hours a month. It's a good deal. Okay, so now we're gonna use this thing here, right? Basically, so we need to give it this result notification references. Yeah, that's a good price, man. That's the price for professionals. I mean, if you wanted to hire me by hour, it would be if you wanted to hire me by the hour, it would be 2,000 euros for 8 hours, right? So he's actually cheap. I would be way more expensive. Yeah. So my 8 hours would be 2,000 euros. So so that's just how it is. That's when you hire people by hour. When you hire some sort of experts by hour, that's the price. There's nothing strange with it, right? That is just how it is. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, not. It would be a very sad life if we would quantify everything in money, right? Because then you would not be happy. Fuck money, man. I mean, as I said many times, if my life can remain as it is for the rest of my life, I'm perfectly happy. Because I know how privileged I am already, like a million times more privileged than so many people, right? So fundamentally, what else can I wish for? I mean, look at me. I'm 35 and I'm writing some gibberish on the screen. You know, I mean, what the fuck, man? Are you kidding me, bro? I mean, what is this? Like some sort of a fairy tale, right? Actually, technically, thank you. I've been researching on YouTube, to be very honest with you. So I've actually seen this. I actually watched a couple of videos, Soylent versus Jimmy Joy versus few of them. There's so many of them. I think actually Jimmy Joy has on their website they have a comparison. Yeah. Wait a minute. They had a comparison somewhere. I actually don't know where, but I remember that they had a even comparison on their website. Yeah, let me finish this first, and I'll find it, just so I don't get too distracted. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, but shit, this is not gonna. Wait a minute. Where's my database? Where's my notifications table? Here, right? How come that? How come? What? How's what? Oh shit! Is this my? Am I connected to the correct Postgres instance? Is this my Kubernetes cluster, or is this? I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm sure almost that there's notification stored in the database. Developer not found. What? Oh, what happened with my API? What is happening? All right. What's happening? Let's maybe restart the API container. Oh, yeah, we messed up. Sorry, notifications controller. Yeah, I see. So we have an error somewhere. Cannot find module notification utils. Ah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I know why. All good. Because we're using. Yeah, I know why. It doesn't matter. Just trust me. Okay, so follow, refresh. The fuck? Oh yeah, now it's something else. No, all good. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's comment this out. Okay, so there is a notification in the database, right? Yes, okay. So if we go to notifications and run this query again, there's one notification. Okay, so notification looks like this. Is this JSON-B or something? Is there JSON? Yeah, it's a, shit. So metadata is JSON-B. Target ID, type. Fuck, how do we now properly do this? So essentially, yeah, so the metadata here is what we pass. So that's good. We don't actually have to care. But so we need to translate the metadata. So this actor ID. So if I actually go back to what was the name of this function that we just resolve notification references, notification metadata. Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. That's amazing. That's very good. So that's what we need. Beautiful. Very good. No, that's I love it. Amazing. Okay, very good. Okay, cool. Okay, resolve notification references. So this is gonna basically, this expects array of notifications, which is okay, right? We can just hack that, right? So what we can do here, we can say metadata and cache map, right? And here then we can say const notifications. Yes, right? And then if we print, oops. So if we print this now, why is my console something? What is turbo console? I think it was called turbo console, right? Yeah. Is it not installed anymore? What's happening? No, it is installed. Okay, so. Oh wow, it's injecting. What the fuck? Oh, that's weird. Never mind. So I just want to print this now. Okay, that's good. Snail, give me 2 seconds, man. Absolutely, I read your question. I'm sorry. I just really want to do something this stream, because usually I'm just answering questions and then nothing ever gets done. So just bear with me, please. Yes. Okay, good. Here it is. Notifications. What the fuck? Oh, I see what's happening. All good. So this notifications essentially now. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing entirely. Dude, where? Yeah, here. I think like this, right? Yeah, there we go. So now we're basically getting a slug from a user, right? So this is correct. This is correct now, right? So as you can see, now we have the actor ID, which is good. That is correct. So now we have a slug. So now, for example, in an email, we know that we can do like, you know, someone, I don't know, has followed you, you know. So we have the title that as Rebecca said, you know, like you've got the notification. We're gonna be saying this, and then this subject, this pre-header is gonna say idea maker. You know, someone has or whatever idea maker followed you, whatever, and then inside of the email we can link to idea maker, for example, or whatever. So we can say check out idea maker's profile, right? And this idea maker, so we're going to inject this URL here now, right? So inside of here, we're going to have this dynamic template. Subject is going to be, we already have the subject there, but we can pass it, right? Just so we can control it from the code. So here we're going to say this. We need to essentially, did I save this just temporarily? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy the notification template ID. So here is the template ID, right? So we grab this bad boy here. And these template IDs could also be part of the environmental variables, whatever, but it doesn't really matter. And then so who are we sending the email to? This we will have to, unfortunately, now we're going to have to do, because we don't have this as part of the hash table, I believe. Actually, am I connected to Redis here? Let's take a look at our Redis. Yeah, here is our Redis. It should be, I hope. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So if we take a look at the users, so these are the hash tables we have. Users, articles, right? So we have an ID to the slug. So this is the trick, right? So yeah, it would have been more awesome if we had maybe a hash table where there's an ID and then another hash table itself, not the primitive value, but the actual object that has a username and, for example, let's say an email. Because this, you could say, could prevent us from needing to call the Postgres database, right? It doesn't really matter. We cannot optimize something that doesn't need optimization. So yes, so what we will do probably a call, but the more optimized way would be here when we are creating these hash tables, right? In Redis, when we're storing them here, instead of doing this, we could technically say json.stringify and then do this. So username, right? Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely try this. Let's see, did we write this thing to Redis already? I think I'm gonna do this. Let's refresh. Ah, beautiful. There it is, right? Right? Super nice optimization. Now we no longer actually, so forget it. We don't have to call this thing anymore, right? Yes, absolutely. So Winsword, you're absolutely right. Yes, whenever we restart the API, we create these recreate these hashes, and then for every other thing, when user signs up, when user is deleted, whatever, we then call the set. We call the client, and we call the set. Yes. Nice, nice. So yeah, this is now misleading. It says actor ID, right? Which is fine. We would need to probably, yeah. Now I mean I need to change a little bit, a few places to say, right? Because yeah, because we were expecting this actor ID to actually be the ID, right? But actually, this is not going to help us. This is not going to help us though. So actually, let's yeah, okay. No, I'm just talking to myself. I get that, right? It's fine. It's okay. I know what we have to do. It's just yeah, we don't need to do that now. It's because it wouldn't help us. Because here essentially to send an email, we need we don't need we don't need this email. We need the email to, we need the not the actor ID but the target ID email. So we need to find this user, right? So we need to find the email from the target ID basically. So it's gonna go here. So if we go, yeah, actually here we have it, right? Target ID. Okay, that's beautiful. That's very good. Okay. So what do we do? Well, it's very simple, right? So we do this. We say, is that what we? Yeah, and so nice. I'm so smart, so smart and humble. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, yeah, insanely. It's just so nice. Notification target ID. I see. Okay. Selling of the world today. With the good comes the bad comes the good. But I'ma live my life like I should. Now all the critics would have hit it. Shit can, now we did it. Just because they don't get it. But I still fit it. Life's just a blast. It's moving really fast. Better stay on top of your life, you kick you in the ass. User.email. Oh yeah, all good. Actually, I was at Limp Bizkit. Shit, guys, I didn't show you that, right? Give me 1 second. I was at Copenhagen. Oh yeah, man, I didn't tell you about that, guys, right? So also the reason why I wasn't streaming, I was on a 4 days festival. Let me show you. Man, it was amazing. I was actually listening to Limp Bizkit. These guys, they're playing. They were also there. Man, I died for 4 days. It was brutal, to be honest. Absolutely brutal. I listened to, we listened to Tool, we listened to a bunch of, give me 1 second, what the fuck is all of this, man? Actually, never mind. You know what, guys, screw you. I'm just getting distracted here. I'll show it later. Okay, so this is good now. Because I'm idiot, a loser, a microphone abuser. I analyze every second I exist, beating in my mind every second with my fists. Now everybody wanna hide from the gun. You can take the ride through this life if you want, but you can't take the edge of the knife, no sir. Nice. Nice. So this is fine, right? Okay, so in theory, right? So now, pretty much now what we need to create some sort of an abstraction over this crap here. Because these things can vary, right? It can be actor ID, it can be target ID, it can be, if we go here, so we should probably write a function now that based on what it is, an article, a comment, or whatever, we send appropriate email, right? So, yeah, right? Yeah. Yes. So let's take this thing over here. Let's create another utility function. Let's call it export notify by email. So we're actually gonna do this instead. Shit, man, what is that's completely export const. Wow, okay. So we're gonna do something like this, right? No, it's fine. So we're gonna get the notification in here that's true. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get this here and do something like that, right? We don't really have to wait for this because there's really nothing happening afterwards, right? So that's okay. We can't make this part of the transaction because it's a different service anyway, right? So, and it doesn't really matter if it fails, because if it fails, we really want to send it. Yeah, it's okay. And because if this service sometimes fails, we can log this. At the very least, we're gonna log it here, right? So what we could do to be a little bit smart here, we could say try, right? And catch here, and then if it fails, log to our Prometheus, right? That's some sort of a fallback at least. So, you know, even if I have to manually do it. Okay, cool. So now template ID is always going to be the same. The subject is always going to be the same. The only thing that's going to differ is going to be the pre-header and some other dynamic token that we're going to inject, right? So if we go back to SendGrid somewhere here, we know that obviously, as with other things, we will be injecting different variables in there, right? So we're going to inject some content. We're going to inject some content in here, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now very quickly, just to generate these notifications, I don't remember the shape of these notifications to be very, so I'm going to follow myself. Then I'm going to leave. The fuck? Oh. Developer not. What? Ah, I see. A bad reference. Yeah, I dislike that I have to pass the SendGrid reference here, but it's okay, right? Let's just say here email client. Yeah, whatever. I don't like this. I don't like this, but that's what it is. I don't have to like everything in life, right? All right, and for now, let's just print. So we're not going to do this yet. Let's just, oops, just print this motherfucker here. So that's okay. So let's get over here. Let's get over here, and yeah, I'm going to follow myself again. And as I said, I'm going to go and leave a comment on my own article. So we just get different types of these things, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave a comment on my own article. Then I'm going to like this crap, right? So now in theory, if we go to a database, we should have multiple notifications. Yeah, we have 3 types of notifications. That's great. And then over here, I don't know if we're still printing. Yeah, we're still printing. That's good. So that's great. That's good. That's good. That's good. So let me just get these shapes there so we can write the rest of the code that's necessary, right? So I'm gonna smack this bad boy here. smack this bad boy here. Smack this bad boy here and smack this guy here. I think there's a duplicate there, but whatever. Okay, so what do we have? Do you better me when I'm gone? All right, give me a second. So, okay, so we have that type comment, target ID, metadata. Okay, so this is for the article, right? So let's just say here. I'll just do it like this. It doesn't really matter. Just do it like that. So that's how the article looks like, right? Yeah. This is how the comment looks like. That is also good. And this is how the like looks like, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so these are the cases we have to translate into. Give me 1 second. So this is what we have to support now, or to say translator. Okay, and let me just redo some of this stuff because I forgot to, I think we have commented it out. Yeah, so this is what we have to cover now. All right, cool. All right, good. We're almost there, almost there. And now we're going to write logic in here, and then we're going to turn it into a function, right? So, or let's just say here, const get email content or whatever, just for now. Then we're going to give it notification. Then we're going to take these three things. We're going to put them in here. And then we're going to paste this to OpenAI to just do it for us very quickly. So I'm going to say here that. Given these three objects as an example, implement the business logic inside get email content that will return based on the notification type and metadata, return something like email subject based on the notification type, pre-header based on the notification type, yeah, let's start there. Yeah, that's it. It nailed it almost. Literally what I wanted. Yeah. If you prime it well, it's going to give you great results. If you don't prime it well, it's going to suck, obviously. That's very good. That is very good, right? So example usage we don't need. Who cares? We don't need this, right? Let's review. Someone liked your comment. I mean, sure, we don't really need to be specific. It's okay. It's okay, you have new notification, if no template. Okay, cool. So let's run this thing. Let's run this utility just for a second. So we're gonna comment this out, and then we're gonna print. Actually, shit, that's a very good point, Rebecca. Crap, we need to cover that. Yep. Crap, man. That's a very good point. Shit, you're absolutely right. No, it's not. Yeah, that's really bad. That I didn't even think about. Thanks. That's actually very true. For sure, man. Like 100%. We have a new notification, so it's not really working, is it? Because we haven't implemented the follow, right? Hi Alex, I watched your video about influencer-driven programming. I just want to keep informed about industry and tech things, but avoid bullshit clickbait statements. How to recognize gold if you're a newcomer. I mean, but that is a huge misconception, right? There's a huge misconception, especially amongst juniors, which is the biggest paradox of all. Like, if I tell you that, like, would you believe me if I tell you that probably 90% of senior developers or higher, they don't give a shit about what latest thing is, right? So the biggest irony of this is that the audience for this latest crap is usually juniors. I mean, the whole YouTube industry, the whole YouTube video tutorials is basically just watched by inexperienced people, right? So you don't have to follow the latest thing. That's the thing. You have to learn 2 or 3 popular things. Today I recorded the video and I genuinely believe you should watch it. Not many people have watched it, but today I recorded a video called How Should I Choose a Stack? Give me a second, let me find it. I don't think that you have to, right? So today I released this video, what programming languages should I use, right? And I highly advise you to watch it because I speak from the data perspective, right? I opened Stack Overflow Trends, I opened Google Trends, I went to LinkedIn, and then I explain what you should be. Because the main reason why I record these videos, by the way, is because of the stream. Because I keep being asked the same question over and over again, so it's way easier for me than to record it, and when somebody asks again, I can just give a reference to the same answer, right? But you don't have to stay up to date with the latest thing. I don't know where this perception comes from. Just find in this video I speak about it, but to summarize it, learn the technology that's requested in the market, learn the technology that companies are hiring for, learn the technology that you can find a job with. This should be everybody's obsession, is like, what should I learn? You should learn whatever is required in the market. It's very simple, right? So for example, if you watch this video, it's like I showcase based on 3 different platforms the data, and it's fully correct. right? So for example, reactjs by far is still the most popular UI library, by far. Now, what do you think about React? Do you like it? Do you not? Who gives a crap? Like, I'm trying to give tangible, useful, direct, factual-based answer, right? So React.js by far is killing it. There's no question about it. Python as a programming language together with JavaScript is by far the most popular. I mean, heck, look, even though I have recorded the video, let's take a look at that. Look at this now. Look at this now. These are Stack Overflow trends, right? So this is the most accurate trends you can find on technology, right? We're going to take a look at Google Trends. If we take a look at JavaScript frameworks, jQuery, Angular, React, Vue.js, and let's say Svelte, because people keep mentioning this, right? Look at this. I'm not going to get, again, you should watch the video. The point is, if we take a look at React.js, we can see that React today, by far, here is most popular. If we go to Google Trends, and we say, I don't know where you live, let's just say worldwide, but here you should, let's just say here, for example, I'm just using React as an example, but, right? This is random. You should use this for anything. But look, same data. This is Google's data, for example. So what is by far the most popular URL library? React. All right, cool, Alex. I still don't believe you. All right, let's go to LinkedIn. Let's go to jobs, and let's search for React.js. 508 results in Denmark. Let's search for Vue.js. 202 results in Denmark. Let's search for Svelte. 1 result. This, you cannot make this up. Like, you cannot question this. This is the most factual you can go. So if you tell me learn Svelte, and I go here and I see 1 job in the whole fucking country, then I'm gonna tell you, shut the fuck up, right? What else can I tell you, right? So this is how you should be choosing what to learn if you want to have a job. If you want to build hello world apps at home and sweat over fucking Twitch channels, Vim editors and stuff, be my guest, I don't care, right? But if we are speaking adult language here, what do you want to learn? You want to learn what their jobs. If I type C# here in Denmark, there's shit tons of jobs. C# is, in whole Scandinavia, .NET is very popular. So super safe bet. If you learn in Scandinavia .NET, you're going to have a job 100%. Look at this, Rust. 14 jobs in the whole fucking country. So what are we talking about, right? What else do you need, right? So let's grow up a little bit, right? Let's not be children here, okay? You cannot make this up, right? Go to any trends, right? Python is, look at this now. Let me show you one thing. Look at this. Rust, right? Look at this now. Look at this now. This is Python. This is Rust. Right? So you cannot make these things up. This is data, right? So what are we talking about, right? So this is how you should be making decisions as an adult, not through some sweaty streamers who are trying to sell you courses, right? And if you ask me now, should I learn Rust or Python? Then we should not talk anymore, right? We should just stop this discussion because it's ridiculous. And I'm talking about the entry level. Of course, I'm not saying that Rust is bad, and of course that there's people out there who have a job with Rust, but I'm not talking about these people. These people are already professionals, they don't care. I'm talking about personas such as this that come to the stream and ask, what should I learn? You should use trends like Google Trends, for example, here, and say, hey, I live in Pakistan, right? So what is used in Pakistan, right? What do people search in Pakistan? Hey, I live in Germany, right? So what do people search in Germany? Etc., 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 etc. Right? So this is the way, if you're an adult who needs a job and needs to make salary and feed your family, this is how you do it. If you're a kid who thinks that having a terminal is making you cool, that's also fine, but then you're at the wrong place, right? And of course, LinkedIn is your great friend. If you're ever in doubt, come here and search for terms. It's free. You don't have to have anything. You just sign up and you do this, right? So you cannot make this up. Like, this is not my opinion. Do I like Python? Absolutely not. Do I want to write Python? Absolutely not. But if I was desperate for a job, I would definitely learn Python. It's common sense. If we take a look at PHP that everybody despises, PHP is still shitting on Rust and all of these languages, right? Regardless of, let's say, how, under quotes, bad it is, right? Ruby on Rails, right? Okay, that's pretty bad, right? So nobody seems to be writing Ruby anymore, right? So you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. This is common sense, and what can I say? Right? That's just how it is. And if you have a question, just ask it. If you say I have a question, then you still have to ask it. WordPress is amazing, man. WordPress is still arguably the best CMS out there. So yeah, I mean, just you can choose to grow up and understand that programming is not a video game. It's not a competition with sweaty 17 years old boys living with mom on Twitch. So I can just give you an advice if you want to act as an adult. And as an adult, you want to learn things that generate profit, that companies want to pay for, that market needs. What are you learning Zig or Rust or whatever? Who gives a fuck, man? Nobody. Only person on the planet who is impressed by that is you. Nobody else. You have people who have a job, they make money, they have a good life. Then you have people who think they're cool, right? So that's how it works. That's just how it is. If you don't like it, well, that's your problem, not mine. Okay, give me 1 second. If one day Node.js, C#, any of these tools that I know, if they ever start becoming less frequently needed, I will instantly learn whatever I need to continue being awesome at work. I have a kid, a wife, I have obligations in life, and no matter what, if I have to code in a cave language, if I have to draw code in the cave by my blood, I'll do it. Who gives a shit, right? Code, who cares, right? I'm gonna do whatever it takes to, at the first place, have a job, right? And then everything else comes after. Nobody said that you can't get a job. Like, don't please, let's be careful not to twist words. Nobody here has ever said that you can't get a job with Rust. Nobody said that. Nobody. We have just taken a look at the trends and at jobs. And for example, here in Denmark, there was one listing for a Rust developer. That was not something I feel or I want to happen. That's just how it is. Nobody says that you can't. You can get a job with Pascal, Cobol, Fortran as well, right? Nobody disagrees there. But you cannot compare the market need for, let's say, a Python developer and Rust developer. It's simply uncomparable. With we liking it or not. It's not a personal choice of to like it or not. It's just a fact, right? And Rust was just an example. No, but I don't care which language. I'm just saying some languages are way more required than some other languages, and that's just how it is. Like, you cannot make this up. I didn't make it up. You have a video, you can watch it. If you don't trust me, go and check the numbers. This is not a matter of... Yeah, but let's not talk bullshit, man. I'm sorry, man. I respect your opinion, but let's not try to defend an argument by oh, Rust developers are hired, you know, when we're killing the lamb on a full moon, and then there's a priest with a black hat coming out and saying, "Come, my dear Rust." Like, come on, bro. Right? Let's not fucking invent bullshit, bro. Okay? Like, don't tell me that. Oh, Rust developers are hired by NASA scientists. There's this one guy in a basement who is sitting and he's like, "I will hire a Rust developer." Come on, man. Right? Let's not pretend here, okay? We don't do that, man. Oh, sorry, I have a fear of asking ChatGPT to explain code because I heard that you should not use any of these tools. Whoever told you that, gave that advice, is an absolute idiot. So whoever told you that you should not be using ChatGPT for learning is a complete idiot, and you should not listen to that person ever again. That's my advice. There's no difference copy-pasting content from ChatGPT or from Stack Overflow or from Google. You still have to find place to learn from, right? Wait, let me open this article. I'm not sure. Well, so first principle, I'm not sure what your point is, right? Nobody here states that we're not absolutists here. We're not claiming that jobs for Rust don't exist. Nobody disagrees with that. We're comparing the numbers of jobs for X, Y, and Z, and it's without a doubt, when we look at the numbers, that compared to Python and JavaScript and other jobs, Rust is almost nowhere to be found. Nobody's saying you cannot find a job, and nobody's saying there aren't jobs. That's not the point. I can also go and find, COBOL jobs, right? There's actually more COBOL jobs in Denmark than Rust, right? I can also find Pascal jobs. So what is then the point, right? I mean, here's the Pascal developers, right? Probably to maintain some Dell servers or some old infrastructure, right? So nobody's saying that there's no jobs. That's not the point. It's just we looked at the numbers, and amount of jobs for this is way lower than for something else, and that's fine, because Rust, languages like Rust, solve very different problems, and they're used on different levels, right? But you don't have to use trends, man. Go to LinkedIn. If you don't trust the trends, don't do it. Go to LinkedIn. Why is this, like, why are we discussing these things, man? Like, should we not trust our eyes? You can see this yourself in 3 seconds, man. Am I doing something that you don't see? Go to your LinkedIn now and search for something, man. Search for reactjs, for example, in your region. I don't know where you live. Choose your country. Search. I mean, why LinkedIn? Is LinkedIn the only place on earth where you can find a job? Of course not. But LinkedIn is the most used business platform on the planet. LinkedIn is Facebook or Twitter of business. So this is not, I'm not talking like alien language. Like, if you forget about trends. If you live in Berlin, man, just type Berlin and say reactjs, right? Then say, Rust, maybe, 28 jobs, right? Am I making this up? I'm not. You see it with your own eyes. So why are we, right? Why are we like discussing this? Vue.js 600, C#, 2000. I mean, come on, like if this doesn't give you some, right? So what it is that you don't get then? That's just how it is, right? It's you know, what else do you need, right? I'm not making this up. I'm not sharing my personal views. I would much rather write Rust than I would write Python. This is not about personal preferences. I would much rather write Rust than Ruby on Rails or whatever. It's not about my personal preferences. It's just what... No, trends, I mean, the amount of questions, the amount of noise about the technology clearly, of course, indicates the use of that technology. And again, please be wary here. We're not talking about the quality of languages. We're not talking about personal preferences. We're not talking about what's better or worse. I don't do that in the stream because I don't care. I'm just talking about what we see with our own eyes, right? No, first principle, nobody disagrees. You and I are not disagreeing at all, man. You and I are not disagreeing, man, and I can see that you're very passionate about Rust, and I respect that, and more power to you, man. But that's not the point of discussion. That's not here. I was just trying to answer questions for entry-level developers who I want to genuinely help, right? And they need something tangible, and the tangible thing is like, what should I learn as an entry-level developer? Well, you should probably learn something that can increase your chances of having work, and that was the main thing, right? That was the main thing. Tesla engineer, good evening, buddy. How are you doing? A lot of you guys, regardless of what, are influenced by streamers, by YouTubers and stuff, and I get that. And that is perfectly fine. It's just yeah. You have a new notification, subject notification. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Give me 1 second. Very good, man. I haven't streamed in like 2 months or something, I think, and I started this week again. Very good, man. What about yourself? How is life? Where's my code? Here. So this, okay, so yeah, I see. So it seems to me that we're not handling this thing, right? So we have a like, so we have a follow. And I guess here we could say you have a new follower. For now, it's even sufficient just to say someone and someone. We can translate that to who it is and stuff. It doesn't matter. Let's just kind of finalize the business logic here. Yeah, this is not too good, but it's fine. Because I think over here, I see. Okay. So basically over here we need just for now. No, actually, no, yeah, this was actually fine. So we did pass it that. That's weird. Never mind. Oh, what? No, that's actually good. Okay. So if we go over here again and refresh this, follow. I should probably use curl or postman. It's going to be faster with this. So why are we not resolving this? So why is this logic not working? So you have a new, if no template. So why is this email template? So we did add a follow, right? Type, yes. We're trying to match it here by the type. Ah, I see, I see. So the identification we're passing here actually doesn't have a type, which is weird. Ah, okay, I see. I see. Okay, so that was the problem. Sure. What? Oh, I see. Nice. You have a new follower, someone has followed you. Okay, good. So that's good. So this now so we have these three types, right? And we're gonna improve this eventually, or actually probably today or tomorrow or next. Like that's fine. I actually don't like these reassignments. Subject pre-header. Tesla engineer, thank you very much, buddy. That's very kind of you, man. And also good to have you here again, dude. I don't like imperative programming at all. Thank you, man. Thanks again. Cherry GG, thank you very much, man. I mean, we do a lot of things in this stream, and I mean, we do a lot of infrastructure. We do a lot of things. Right now, it's just, you know, when you're building a whole platform yourself, sometimes it's front end, sometimes it's back end. Sometimes it's infrastructure, sometimes it's you know, services. So it's just it's an all over. It's a full package thing, right? You cannot, none of these can live without each other. So. Very good, man. I mean, I'm genuinely trying to help, man. I mean, as you know, I don't care about subscribers. I don't care about these things. So you know, I miss the main reason. There are two reasons why I'm streaming. One is Programmer Network platform, because I want you guys to sign up and use it. And two is because, you know, I used to work full time as a mentor maybe 8-9 years ago, and I miss it. So, you know, I love just saying shit that I do and know. It's just enjoyable because it doesn't cost me anything. You succeeding, it doesn't cost me anything. It's quite contrary. Ah, I see what I was doing. Shit. Okay. Let's do it the way. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Let's not let's not get lost with these details. It's fine. It's fine to leave it as it is. Okay, I need to think. So we'll need to, as Rebecca has stated, right? So this is a proof of concept. This is good. This almost, I believe, we could almost count on this in a way. As is. Of course, we didn't decorate, we didn't translate these things, so this is useless. But yeah, once we translate these, we can say, Alexander followed you, then you click and you go to Alexander's profile, whatever. So screw that. That's easy. So yeah, now we can actually notify, and this is also going to work. So if we uncomment this, that should also pretty much work, right? With one exception, we're going to need to do a call to a database. So the worst thing right now, as Rebecca has suggested, is because we didn't implement any business logic for that. What if somebody comes here and then follows and unfollows, right? I mean, that way would be sending email constantly, right? So we just, you do this and then you open your email, right? So that kind of sucks, right? So we need to fix that, and we need another table for that, right? We need a table. So I cannot. I need to write things down just because I think better when I write it down. We need a table that will contain latest notification action by each user. For instance, if a user follows another user, we create a record in a table right? So we need to, we need to safeguard ourselves against it, right? So we need to have some record. So when you follow someone, we write that down somewhere in a database. And if you try to do that again, we say, oh, I mean, we don't actually necessarily have to say anything, but we need to prevent users from flipping this back and forth, right? Of course, there are other ways to solve this. For example, if you follow someone, you're locked for an hour until you can follow again. Or there are many UX types of solutions to this problem, right? So of course now we would open up a box of possibilities what we can do, right? But we definitely need to safeguard ourselves against these types of actions, So I mean, it doesn't have to be a follow, right? A user can come to, let's say, let's say you come to my article and you like it, dislike it, like it, dislike it, like it, dislike it, right? You will notice here that your comment received a like by idea maker, someone liked your comment, right? You get what I mean? So we need to prevent that stuff. And of course, the only solution I see, well, there are actually multiple solutions. Again, one solution would be more systematic across the whole product. Like if you like something, you cannot dislike it immediately, but that's bad. So that's probably not the solution. Or we keep some hash table, right? thank you very much, man, for the nice compliments. I very much appreciate that, and it motivates me to do more. Absolutely, man. I'll continue that React course. As I was saying maybe an hour ago to someone else, it's a very ungrateful type of content, to be honest, right? When you record a React course, like, and you go there and you see it has like 400 views after 2 months, it's demotivating in a way, right? Because that type of content is very hard to compete against on YouTube, right? So I know that course that I made, these 2 videos, I 100% know that it's awesome, because I explain these things in a very different way. It's just the fact that people cannot find it because there's so much content out there. That is the only kind of, it's not very satisfying feeling. You push a video and it has 50 views, right? Because it's so much of that content to compete against, right? But I'll definitely continue it. Next video is going to be about state management and about things like this, right? Actually, if I go to the YouTube channel, give me 1 second. No, it's not this one. Why does it keep... So let me actually show you one thing, right? How do I find the content? Yeah, reactjs course, right? So if you take a look at it, right? I mean, probably some sick idiot disliked it. It doesn't matter. But you can see it's like not very satisfying, right? There's actually, don't see, there's like 700 views and 341 views. And that's and it's kind of strange how the YouTube algorithm works, because people like this content. Like, I mean, it has 100% like. I mean, when you look at my content in general, right? These videos that I started making for YouTube, every single one of them has 100% like to dislike ratio, right? There's not a single dislike anywhere almost, right? And these are probably but it's just how it is. There's so much content being uploaded all the time that it's incredibly difficult to compete against that, right? So that's just how it is. What can you do? Okay, cool. So going back to programming, though. Okay, so let's say you follow someone, right? You follow someone. Let's just say follow. Or you X someone something. No, let's actually say you follow someone. And then we create a notification. That's what we do now. Then you unfollow. So then we remove the notification. But then you follow again. Thank you very much, man. I will definitely then continue. I mean, getting that feedback is awesome. Can I ask why do a tutorial for a to-do list? To-do list is probably the best tutorial that exists for any concept in programming. There is no better app to build, for the web app at least, than to-do app. Because in a to-do app, you can explain nearly every single concept, from all the CRUD operations, reading, deleting, updating, etc., to lists, to a single item, to the router, to state management, to changing UI based on some Boolean or whatever, right? So isn't it better for beginner to learn concepts? It's definitely not better. No. That is a very, very, very bottom-up approach of learning, and it never works. That's not how human brain works. Human brain cannot... The biggest problem with bottom-up approach of learning is this. You learn concept, and then 5 million of these small concepts. State management, hooks, this, that, rendering, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody tells you, you know, now go build something. And you're like, how the fuck do I do that? I mean, there's so many of these things. Where do I do some? Versus top-down approach, where you say, I want to build this. I want to build to-do app. And then you walk backwards. How can I do that? What do I need? Okay, well, I need an input and a button. Okay, cool. What else then do I need? Well, when I click on a button, I need to get the value from the input and store it somewhere. Or add it to the list and add it to the list. Okay, right? Then you start asking rational questions. How do I add it to the list? How do I get a value from an input in React? How do I create an array in which I can store strings or whatever? This is a natural way that human brain works. Versus, let me teach you React hooks. What the fuck is the hook, man? What are you talking about? Let me teach you about reconciliation algorithm. What are you talking about, right? I just want to put an item on the screen and click on it. What reconciliation algorithm? What are you talking about? You get what I mean? Let me teach you about flux pattern. What are you talking about, man? Right? I mean, I'm talking not to you, right? So that's the point. Whenever you're learning something, you need to find this balance between top-down and bottom-up approach, right? Bottom-up approach, in my experience of teaching for many years, is top-down always works better. I want to build this, so I want to build an app that has an input and a button. Input, a button, right? And then you work from there. Then you ask these questions. And then that's how you learn concepts. How can I react on a click on this button? You would ask. How can I make this button clickable? How can I make this button interactive? Right? And then you learn about, oh, there's event handlers, right? And in React, we have these synthetic events, and you know, there's an click thing. So when I click, execute some function. On click, run some function. What do I write inside of that function? Okay, inside of this function, I need to store the value somewhere in some state, right? What is a state? Oh, there is a use state hook. Oh, really? What is a hook? You get what I mean? This is how you should be thinking as intellectual. As I said in one of the recent videos, my favorite quote from Einstein, he said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes looking for the right questions to ask, right? If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes looking for the right questions to ask, right? So this is how you break things down. You don't just like start learning random concepts and then you start building something 3 months later, right? And this applies to everything in life. You don't just wake up and start learning about jigsaw and then later you figure out what jigsaw is for. What you start doing is like, I need to cut some wood. Okay, well, you know, oh, there's tools for that. You know, which tool? Okay, well, what type of wood? You get the point, right? You don't start from here. Or from here, or from here. You start from here, right? Exactly. Programming is hard video. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that video got a lot of views for my size of my channel. People seem to be agreeing with that, I think. And this basic thinking process that I just explained applies to everything, to every single technology, every single framework, every single premature optimization. You always start with a problem. And problem that you always start is usually it's a simple problem. And as this simple problem becomes more complex, then you discover tools to make that complex problem, again, simpler, not vice versa. You don't take the simple problem and you make it, so you solve it as if it was a complex one. That is the problem with people. Is like, I have an API, I'm gonna use Kubernetes. Why? One day I might have 1 billion users, right? How many do you have today? 0. Right? So this is the very junior, inexperienced type of thinking, right? And this is why people are selling you courses, right? You're talking about scalability, speed and stuff, but you never built anything in your life, right? And that is the biggest irony of all of these courses. People learning these tools that they never needed at the first place. Exactly, Spider. 100%, man. 100%. That's just reality, right? People, unfortunately, because education sucks in the modern world, people spend very little time working on their thinking skills. And that is very sad, right? People go to gym, people go to plastic surgeries, people build up various types of skills, but very few people try to build their thinking skills, their approach to things, their learning skills. How do I learn, right? How can I improve so I can learn better? How can I develop my logic, my questions, my reasoning, right? How can I become better at reasoning, right? You know, how, you know, it's how do you improve that? You improve that by being very wary of these things, right? Reminding yourself. You cannot improve that through education. It's a matter of experience, and it's a matter of awareness. You know, self-awareness is where it starts, and then through your own personal feedback loop, you improve that, right? So for example, if you go to work, right? Let me give you an example. Imagine you go to work, or you have a girlfriend, a friend, and you get in a conflict, right? Most people will go home feeling butthurt because their ego won't let go, right? And this is fine for a little while. We all have emotions, we're human, right? But instead of doing this to yourself, you need to say, okay, why did this happen? And then you need to self-reflect, right? And you need to really work hard to beat your own ego. That is one of the hardest things for me in life was, and still is time to time, beating my own ego. This instant assumption that I'm right, right? We all instantly assume, no matter what, that we are right. And this is one of the ways to work on your self-awareness. You know, go home and think about the situation. Even open a Draw.io now and draw it like this. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious. I draw things all the time because they give me clarity when I think, right? So write a problem, and, you know, it's the same with geopolitics. It's the same with everything. If you want to understand things and improve your reasoning, write things down, right? You want to understand some war. Why is there war? you know, write 5 circles on a board, put all of the sides in conflict, put all of the other things in there, and then draw your conclusion, right? Write a graph of some sort that connects, okay, this connects to this, this connects to this, this connects to this. Everything connects to this thing here. And this thing is X, right? So this is probably the reason. So that's how, right? And nobody does this because nobody teaches you this. Debating also helps, absolutely, right? But it also, again, of course, man, of course, absolutely do that. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than anyone else. Absolutely not. I fail at all of these things equally, right? I'm by no means saying that I'm superior. It's easy for me to have a monologue here and talk bullshit to all of you guys. Of course that I fail. Of course that I'm an asshole sometimes, right? But I do genuinely reflect. And if I make a mistake, I apologize always. So sometimes I will apologize 5 days later. Sometimes I'm going to apologize instantly. But I do self-reflect. But there are, of course, situations, I wouldn't say frequently, but once or twice a year when I make a mistake and I acknowledge it, but I need time. I need to go home, process it, and then, you know, re-engage. The biggest problem, I think, that a lot of people are very prone to feedback. A lot of people have very undeveloped emotional skills. So today it's very difficult to give people feedback because they instantly cry and they think, you know, the world is falling apart. So I use the mouse. Yeah, I use the mouse. Yes. All right. Let's chat a little bit more. Then I'm probably going to spend maybe 20 minutes off stream just finishing this, because I think there's so many great discussions that it's impossible to write any code. So I need to finish this off stream. Yeah. Yeah, Big Blaster. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for those people, right? The most harsh feedback that I got in my career has been the best feedback that I got, and it changed my life. And I can actually tell you one. I can tell you one example of feedback that I got that changed my career completely for better. Maybe 7 years ago or 6, I worked for a company, and I would, for example, this is random example of a feedback. I would go to my engineering director with all of these ideas. Why are we not using this? Why are we doing this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Blah, 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 right? And at one point in time, the guy got so sick of me, and he said, do it. I mean, do it, man. You're just suggesting things all the time. Like, why don't we this? Why don't we that? Why don't we do it, bro? Just fucking do it, right? Literally told me this. For example, that's one tiny example. And that's one of the things that changed my career. He blew my mind completely, because I realized that I was just bitching like a little asshole without any action. I was just complaining, right? I was just, you know, and this video that I just recorded for YouTube, Continuous Excusing Development, is basically a reflection of that. So that recent video that I recorded is that, right? I was just bitching like a doomsayer. Why don't we this? Why don't we that? This is so bad. This is so bad. Fix it, man. Make it better. Improve it. What is the value, right? What is the value of that bullshit, right? Oh, you're pointing that there's issues in the company that you got hired in to fix them. Wow, man, that's brilliant. Really? So there's some code that could be better. Wow, Alex, that's like, you're so smart, man. Like, how come nobody ever thought about that, right? So, and then there are many other things. Some of these things I record in the videos as well. But feedback is amazing. You should always strive to get feedback, no matter how hard it is. Sometimes you're going to feel really bad. You're going to go home and you're going to not be yourself. You're going to feel disappointed and stuff. But trust me, these are the moments when you grow. You know how the saying goes, smooth seas do not make the sailor, right? So if you're constantly in your comfort zone, that probably means that you're just stuck in your own world continuously, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter shoots them. It doesn't matter, right? Who is giving you that feedback is relevant. The only thing that's relevant is that feedback accurate? Is it correct? Can you use it to improve yourself? It doesn't matter if the feedback is given by a god, by an emperor, by a cat, right? That's absolutely relevant. That's where your ego has to cut the line, right? It doesn't really matter who that person who gave you that feedback can be 10 times worse than you. Because this is one of these arguments that I've seen online many times. It's like, imagine that your parents are smoking and your parents tell you you should not be smoking. Smoking is still bad, even though your parents are smoking. So it doesn't make smoking less healthy, more healthy because your parents are smoking. So these types of things, it doesn't matter who say it, right? An advice can come from a person that's 20 times worse than you, and if it's a correct thing, then why does it matter who said it, right? We're not, feedback is not there to be argued. Feedback is there for you to kind of grab and say, okay, is there something that I can actually take from this? Can I become better, right? And that's the process of getting more mature and not taking things personally, but taking them, right, as so, because I always get pissed when people say, like, why are you telling me to lose weight when you're fat? It's like, man, it doesn't matter. The argument still stays. Sure, maybe that person doesn't have much credibility, and you can say, okay, dude, shut the fuck up, you don't have... Sure, but the advice is still correct, right? So why does it matter who said it? It's irrelevant. That reminds me, of my kid. My kid is 5 years old, and when we ask him in a kindergarten why did he do something, he's like, yeah, everyone else was doing it as well, right? So it's kind of almost like a childish play. Okay, is there any other more remarks or statements, fellas? Otherwise, I gotta run. I gotta go. All right, I guess not. There was a Philip. Are you still there on YouTube? And guys, don't forget, if you haven't, please sign up on Programmer Network. That's pretty much the only thing that I would really respect if you can do. So just go to Programmer Network and sign up. It takes 3 seconds. And if you're... It's never too late, man. It's never too late, dude. Late for what? What does 34 means, man? These are just numbers, arbitrary numbers. Spider, thank you very much, man. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you here again. I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow, so just come around. All right, guys, I gotta go. My wife has been knocking the wall. She's trying to sleep, and I'm yelling like an idiot. Rebecca and everybody else, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you everybody tomorrow, okay? Be well and take care. And Completable Dev, thank you very much. And thank you everybody for your subs and stuff like that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cranberry, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I wish you best.